Okay, so I've got general, let's see, we had the roles, right? Okay, so here's the buy from role. I don't think there's much in the way of finance stuff here. There's phone numbers, some things are new. VP for statistics update, so that's kind of cool. You could have one business partner that's a child business partner, and then you could have a parent, and you can put that VP in there so you can have their statistics go into the parent's stats. Okay, so here's a little flexibility on which rate you're using. When you do purchasing, you can use the purchase rate. So the rate that was in, I'm talking about a currency rate here. You can have a purchase rate at the time the PO was generated. You could use that purchase rate. So if the currency rate has changed by the time the receipt comes in, it wouldn't matter if you had this box checked. Okay? That's kind of cool. That's good for the accounting regulations. It's IFRS now, right? I think it is. In Europe, you guys have to do IFRS accounting standards. We have GAAP here.
Yeah.
So one of the things in IFRS is that you want currency rates for things like, let's see, assets like inventory, for example, AR, AP, the currency rates shouldn't change. You know, you have a historical rate, and it should go in, the inventory should go in at that rate. And then when you do your currencies, let's say you change your currencies at the end of the month and you do a write-off, the value of that inventory should stay the same according to IFRS. So that they changed the functionality, and this just came in 10.3, I think, that they now are IFRS compliant, because Bond 5 was not, right? When you re-roll, you know, you change your currency rates, that, you know, when that inventory is shipped, you get in COGS, you would get a different rate. So, you know, there would be a currency difference there, and there shouldn't be according to IFRS rules. So anyway, this is a little side note. Let's see, few more things here. I think you had item cross-reference, right? You had this item code system. Did you have that in Bond 5?
Yes, we did. Okay,
good. But you didn't have the environmental compliance. And you didn't have this own customer number. So there's a few new fields here, but you know, nothing major. Shipping, invoicing. Okay, so here's self-billing. Yeah, I think you had the capability for self-billing, but you didn't have the freight piece. So it could be a business partner for freight. Could be different. Okay, so that's buy from. But I think from a finance point of view, we just got a minute or so left. Okay, I don't want to keep everybody past. I really want to get to the mingle, and I'm very, very sorry again that my mingle went down. That's just my luck, right? I mean, I was working until this morning. But let me just go real quick into the invoice too, because I want to show you a couple new things. This is the same. That's the same. Okay, so here, let's see. Oh, we have a transaction reference that in finance, when you do transactions in finance for this business partner, it would default in this reference, whatever you want. So that's new. This is new. So you can actually have a transaction template, meaning let's say you wanted to, let's say you're buying supplies, or you're buying, supplies from this supplier, and you buy something like office supplies, and you just use a purchase invoice. Well, you want to allocate that cost to different departments. So what you can do is you can set up this transaction template so that automatically when you, and I think I've got an example here, let me see. So you could do this. So for example, you could have the expenses by cost center. So you can say, let's say the amount of the office supplies was $100. So you can split it up 50% to this one, 20% to another, and 30% to another, and have different dimensions. So you can have that preset so that when I go to enter an invoice, I actually will have a template available to me, so it will be automatic. So when I put in my $100 worth, it would go 50, 30, or 20, however I defined it, automatically. So it's very cool. And it's actually on one screen, too, because they reconfigured the purchase invoice screens and a lot of the screens in finance to have a lot of these things available to you right on the screen. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is that this will pop in, this template will automatically pop in and would allocate the costs right away. Okay, you have a lot of new duplicate invoice checking now in LA. Before you had duplicate invoice number, right? So, you know, if you put in 123 and you get a new invoice and it has 123, then it won't let you do it. But you can also check for things like duplicate amounts. So let's say, for example, on the same day, they sent two invoices, one that said 123 and one that said 456, but as the invoice number, but it was really a duplicate invoice because it had the same amount. So it was $100, $100. They sent it in the same day, but they sent slightly different invoice numbers for fraud. This would check that, and it would kick it out. It also checks for duplicate amounts on order numbers, so that meaning you have the same purchase order and the same amount multiple times that they're invoicing you for, it's going to flag you. And here's probably the biggest one right here, is apply checks across companies. So before, you could have a 123, and they get smart, and they'd say, okay, 123, I can send it into two places, and they'll enter it twice, and they'll pay it twice. But now, if you have the multi-site structure set up properly, it will actually check 123 across multiple finance companies, and it will find out that they did this. They sent it to multiple places. Okay? Pretty cool. And then you can also have, well, this credit limit on the supplier side, it really doesn't matter. Okay, so this is a huge one, and I'll just do this one more thing, okay, Joanne? I'm sorry to run a little past. Dimension accounting. So this means that I showed you before you can have multiple purchase types for a single business partner. So that you can put it to different control accounts and dimensions. Well, you can actually come in here and you can put in dimensions for just this business partner, and it will override what's in your business partner group, okay? So why would you want to do that? I mean, it could be in some cases that you want to just override it for whatever reason. You know, you can just put it in here and it will just override it. So where does it override it? Because this is invoice from role, it overrides it in AP. In the AP control account, it will actually put these dimensions in. Okay, so when we talk about dimension accounting when we get into the multi-site discussion, this will be more clear.